The struggle you are in today is developing the strength that you need for tomorrow. Good morning, dear students. A warm welcome to you all. Today, we are going to learn Unit 3 poem on Killing a Tree by Dr. G.V. Patel. Children, this poem is a memory poem. So, read the poem repeatedly and memorize it. Now, we are going to see about the author. Here, the author name is G. Patel. Patel was born on 18th August 1940. He is one of the prominent Indian poets, playwright, painter, as well as practicing doctor in Mumbai. Patels belong to a group of writers who have subscribed themselves to the green movement, which is involved in an effort to protect the environment. His poem speaks about deep concern for nature and expose man's cruelty to it. His famous works includes Evening, Forensic Medicine from Bombay Central and Mirroring. He has also written 3 plays named Princess, Savaska and Mr. Behram. This poem on killing a tree is taken from his poetry collection poems published in 1966. This is about the author. Dear children, we are going to see few facts about trees. Trees are the longest living organism on the planet. A single tree produces approximately 260 pounds of oxygen per year. Over the course of tree's life, a tree can absorb 1 ton of carbon dioxide. Tree keeps air clean, reduce noise pollution, improve water qualities, provide good food, create shade, and help to prevent soil erosion. As study says, 15.3 billion trees are cut down every year, but only 5 billion are replaced. And the fact is, life could not exist on earth without trees because they produce most of the oxygen which the humans and all the living organisms breathe. So, dear children, let's save trees and plant more saplings. Now, let's learn about the introduction to the poem which speaks about the pain of trees. This poem is a sensitive poem. The poet persuades the reader not to destroy trees. He highlights the fact that the trees are living things. He compares trees with humans to convey the message that trees should not be cut because cutting trees is just like killing a human being. Here, the poet says cutting a tree is like killing a human being. It's real. Here, the poet describes the cruelty of man in killing the trees. And the poet talks about the inequalities in the society and also about the evil thoughts. Dear children, the poem was written in stanzas of irregular length. It is just written in free words, that means easy to understand. Now, let's learn the meaning of few words to understand the poem easily. Students, listen carefully the words and its meanings. Jab, quick or rough blow. consuming, observing, crust, skin, leprous, covered with scales, sprouting, germinating, hack, cut into pieces violently, chop, cut, twigs, shoot or small branches, boughs, branches, twigs or limbs, expand, grow, former, previous, anchoring, making something stay in position firmly, snapped out, chopped or broken, entirely, completely, exposed, display or uncover, scorching, blazing or flaming. Students, now let's read the poem On Killing a Tree by Jeev Patel. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, observing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. So, hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. No, the root is to be pulled out of the anchoring earth. It is to be robbed, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely. Out from the earth's cave, and the strength of the tree exposed the shore. White and wet, the most sensitive hidden for years inside the earth. Then the matter of scorching and choking in air and sun, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done by Jeev Patel. Now let's see the explanation of the first stanza. It takes much time to kill a tree. Not a simple jab of the knife will do it. It has grown slowly, consuming the earth, rising out of it, feeding upon its crust, observing years of sunlight, air, water, and out of its leprous hide, sprouting leaves. The stanza tells us that killing a tree is not easy. Here the poet says, a simple cut does not destroy a tree. The tree had grown gradually over a period of time, taking all its strength, power from the earth, that is soil. The plant, which takes nutrients from the soil to grow into a huge tree. The tree is firmly bound the soil, gets the help of the soil. From the soil, the trees get the nutrients. It takes years of sunlight, water, and air to grow. It was strong trunk and has numerous branches, twigs, leaves, and boughs. Simple jab of knife cannot do it. The tree does not grow within a day. A tree will grow within a day? No. It takes more years to uproot. For that it need what? It needs strength, energy, water, air. This it consumes from the earth. It comes out of the earth from the root by nourishing all the things like sun, air, water. Here, out of its leprous hide. This leprous hide is comparing with brown, hard skin. Second stanza. So, hack and chop, but this alone won't do it. Not so much pain will do it. The bleeding bark will heal, and from close to the ground will rise curled green twigs, miniature boughs, which, if unchecked, will expand again to former size. Here, the hack of a knife or an axe or chopping off a bough is not enough to bring a tree down. Bough means, already I told you, branch. These jabs may give pain on the tree, but the pain is not enough to kill it. The bleeding bark, the part where it has been wounded or where a bough is chopped off, will heal with time. New green twigs will grow again. Boughs chopped off will be replaced by new boughs, which will grow into their former size. Here the poet tells, we human cut violently and chop the bark of the tree into many pieces. There is not enough or sufficient to destroy the tree, but the sap, just like human being bleeds on cutting or hurting, gradually heals like the bleeding bark will heal. Like human, and new branches and twigs will come from there and grow into a tree of huge size again. Now, let's see the third stanza. No, the root is to be pulled out. Out of the anchoring earth, it is to be robbed, tied, and pulled out, snapped out, or pulled out entirely. Out from the earth cave, and the strength of the tree exposed. The source, white and wet, the most sensitive, hidden for years inside the earth. In this stanza, the poet says that in order to kill or destroy the tree, the root of the tree should be robbed, tied, and pulled out, or separated from the earth that supports it. Actually, the root binds the tree with the soil. That is the reason the poet calls the root as the strength and source of the tree. The root of the tree is a life supporting source. The root is white because it has never been exposed to sunlight. In the stanza, the poet explained how a tree could be killed. He says, to kill a tree, its root has to be pulled out. The root, which is the source of a tree's life, must be pulled out its cave in order to mortally harm the tree. By earth's cave, the poet means the point deep inside the earth where root is attached. Once the center, the life source, the root is exposed, the tree becomes vulnerable. The source is described as white and wet, probably alluding to tree sap, which is a white liquid. Here, alluding means comparing. And earth cave means the earth bed, underground where the white was firmly attached. Source: white and wet means the root of the tree containing sap, which is a white liquid and is made up of all the important nutrients and chemicals necessary to sustain it. Last stanza. Then the matter of scorching and choking in sun and air, browning, hardening, twisting, withering, and then it is done. In this stanza, the poet says that the sensitive hidden roots, once pulled out or uprooted, then slowly it withers and dries out under the flaming heat of the sun and wind. Gradually, the trunk will become brown, harden, and twist. Finally, the tree will die. The exposure life source, which, when left open to the sun and air, which will be scorched due to the heat, and the air won't be able to reach the scorched place to relieve its heat of the energy. Slowly, it will start, it become brown. Slowly it will become brown. When the tree becomes to dry, you all know the leaves change its color. With all the softness, fading out leaves a hard, lifeless reminder behind. With time, it will start to wither, become dry and bend out of shape, leaving a corpse where a tree used to be. In short, the exposure will leave the root vulnerable to all vagaries of weather. That means vulnerable means weak. All vagaries. Vagaries means unexpected change in the tree, which will ultimately weaken the tree and kill it. Here, scorching means burning at a high intensity. Withering means warning, fading from life. So, children, I hope you have understood the poem. Now, we are going to see some important of the poem. Trees removed carbon dioxide. These are the importance of the poem, what the tree gives to us. Tree removed carbon dioxide. Trees reduce soil erosion. Trees prevent flooding. Trees give oxygen, a good air. It gives shade, shelter, and cool our surroundings. Provide medicine and provide fruits, etc. So, children, plant more trees and save our earth, save our future, and stay safe. Now, children, write all the question and answers in your fair notebook and start learning. Thank you.